Welcome back, everybody, for another Wednesday watch list. This is members' first content, meaning members will get this as soon as I'm done filming this. I'm recording this on Sunday afternoon on a rainy day here as I await doing the Star Wars show later. But members will get it first, and then everyone else will get it the day after. So most likely Monday, possibly Tuesday, and you'll get to see what books I'm looking out for this week, which is going to be for the Wednesday of May 2nd, 2023. So not a lot of books this week, but there's still a couple of interesting things already out there coming out, some covers that I like, some incentives that are worth keeping an eye on, some things already selling for a little bit more. So if you want a quick rundown of the books to keep an eye on for this week, just hang on for a few seconds after the intro, and I will be right back. All right, so for this week, as I said, there's not a ton that I found interesting at first. A lot of covers, a lot of cover price stuff, but let's see what we got. Different from what we've done before, a little extra segment I'm adding for this week is a new segment for blanks. Now, I'm not one for going to a lot of conventions, but blanks are a pretty hot commodity, especially if you're going to a show that has artists there that you want to get them to do a sketch cover for, or even if it's a mail away drop off, whatever it might be. Blanks are, could be in demand. So when the new ones release, it's a good idea to keep an eye on them because some of them, could start trading for a premium, even though they are just blanks. And I know what you're thinking. It's just a blank cover. I see tons of them when you go and you're flipping through boxes or at shops. Yes, that is true. But like I said, certain ones could draw extra interest based off of the trade dress that they put on, especially like the retro trade dresses, etc. So what do we got for you this week? Well, this week we are getting this retro Batman trade dress for Poison Ivy's first appearance because there's a facsimile edition of Batman 181 being released this week. So they also have a blank version. This is pretty cool. This is something that I can see garnering a lot of interest as people take these to shows and they want to get a sketch on that blank cover with that retro trade dress. Personally, I think the red needs to be gone. I don't know why they blocked it off in red. I think just the trade dress with the checkerboard would have been enough, but the red is there, so take it for what it is. Another blank that's coming out this week. I just put it in here because it's another one. Is this Junk Rabbit book from Image? So I don't know much about Junk Rabbit. I know there's some wonky covers, and you can get some even crazier covers here with this blank that also has a trade dress, a little bit of a kind of a floor, kind of giving a little bit of background setting for the artist to do whatever I guess they're going to do with Junk Rabbit. And then the last one is a Whatnot book. I know Whatnot could be a dirty word to some people, but hey, it is what it is. It's a place where you could buy and sell comics, and they do make their own comics. And this Astrobots also is getting a blank cover, along with a bunch of other covers. We'll get into that a little bit later, but there you go. There's 3 blank covers coming out this week. Just kind of keep an eye on. I think the Batman will probably be the one to watch because of that retro trade dress. I know those could be very popular. As far as later printings go, not a lot of second prints this week. I know we're getting Spider-Man 7 eventually, but not yet. Not yet. The only one I could really find that was kind of interesting was really this Boom book. This Vicious Circle is getting a second print, and it looks like it's oversized, kind of almost magazine format. I don't know. I don't know much about this book, but there is a second print. This is one that is coming out this week. So yeah, for cover price, maybe it's worth keeping an eye on. Speaking of covers, got a bunch of covers this week, actually. I didn't think there was going to be a lot, but there actually were more than I expected. We're going to start off with Scotty Young. It seems like the Scotty Young baby kind of variants are back. They're back in vogue. I guess last week Strange Academy got a little bit hot because it was an incentive edition. Now we go back to the standard. It's just order variant for a lot of books. So Groot 1 is going to have, I think this is a callback. This might be even a reused art. I'm not sure. It looks very familiar. It looks very similar to ones I've seen before with Groot. But Groot 1 is going to have, this one. Interesting. And this next one looks very familiar as well. Edge of Spider-Verse. I've seen the other Spider characters together. I don't know if it's mildly different, slightly different, whatever. But this looks very familiar too. So take it for what they are. But there are 2 new Scotty Young baby variants coming out this week. Will they gain interest in the community? I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at them. Also worth watching are some of these Spider-Man variants where they're just taking established Marvel characters and turning them into Spider-Man. I know, you think it sounds silly until we get this character as a real character. So, This week we've got Immortal X-Men number 11, which has given us Emma Frost as a spider character. Probably will never happen, but never say never. And who knows? Who knows with these weird things? So just one of those things. Keep an eye out for because they're just variants. They're just out there. Some of these characters, again, I think they do this as like a tester. Just whatever weird spider character they're going to give us next. So we'll see. Anything comes out of this. Sticking with the Spider Universe, Carnage has a few books coming out as we are getting into the summer of Carnage, I guess. I forget what big events he's got coming on here, but Carnage Reigns. Multiple covers, but this one kind of jumped out at me. I don't know, there's something kind of creepy about this. I just like the colors and the textures of this. It could be cool. So this is one I'm going to see what it looks like in hand. If I like it, I'll keep it. If not, well, it'll stay on the shelf because I don't really need. I'm not really looking forward to this event personally. I'll probably try to read it, but they haven't been great. They haven't been great. I mean, after letdown with the Null and the Venom stuff, I just really wasn't just into it. So we'll see. We'll see. But out of this event, we are getting new characters. We're getting Misery here. I think this is Norman Osborn. Is this Liz Allen? Is this Liz Allen becoming a symbiote? I think it is becoming this character of Misery in Cult of Carnage. Again, multiple covers here, but this Indy Huckley is pretty cool. Kind of grabs my eye. I'll take a look at it. Again, I assume this one's going to look good in hand, so I'll probably end up picking this up. But if not, I'll leave it on the shelf for somebody else if they're interested. Again, Spider-Man 2099, another Carnage-esque character. I like the throwback border with the 2099, what I'm talking about, the metallic kind of thing, the tech thing going around the outside. I kind of like it. And I also kind of like the design of this cover and the character look. Like, I don't know. This one I like. I don't know. Probably grab it. Also, as we are all in, I guess, on Spider-Boy, or a lot of people are in on Spider-Boy, I guess we're going to get a little bit more. So Spider-Man 8 is coming out, and we'll see maybe more of this character's story to find out exactly who he is, why this is important, and what the hell is going on. Multiple covers here as well. Some of the big shops are limiting people to ordering one at a time. I don't think we're going to have a sellout problem like we did with 7 because he's not there. There's no secret variant for him to cover, despite the fact that a lot of places are already pushing this as first full. Well, we can get into those arguments another time. But here we go. First full Spider-Boy could be in this issue. I don't even know what's inside this thing. But we got cover A. You got a Humberto Ramos doing cover B for number 8. Also just regular variant. And then there is a homage or homager. I don't know what the homager kind of thing down there is the bottom. Whatever. Rob Liefeld doing a cover. Yeah. I don't know why we need this. Deadpool doing the jazz hand Spidey cover, but hey, there it is. This thing's already asking for premium, so let's take a look. Let's take a look. Pre-sales, some selling for like $10, and then $15 for this Deadpool one. Asking prices in that same kind of range. I don't get FOMO again. Just take a look. If your shop's got it, your shop's got it. I mean, this is just Spider-Man after all. And most of these are just regular run. Spider-Man is not a low printed title in any sense of the word. So don't get captured by this. Don't let all the talking heads talk you into, well, it's the first full Spider-Boy, so you got to buy it. Do you? I don't know. That said, I like an homage cover. I might grab this, but I'm not a Rob Liefeld fan. So I don't know. Take it or leave it. I'm definitely not paying a premium for it. This is cover price or less. But that said, let's see what else we got. Let's see what we got. DC. We got some DC books. So Batman. Batman is hitting record number 900. It's technically 135, I guess, of the current run, but it is the 900th issue of Batman. Again, if you go with legacy numbering. So we have some pretty cool covers. I think this is a Delato cover. Kind of dig this with Poison Ivy. There's an Artgerm that's pretty good too with Catwoman there. I want to get a bunch of these. I don't know if I can get all of these because how many covers can one person buy? This is an $8 cover, by the way. $7.99 cover price. So keep that in mind too. Joe Quesada also has this connecting cover. And I like connecting covers. Why they're doing a connecting cover like this, I don't know, but they are. And both connecting covers are this issue. So you'll have to buy 2 of them for $8 each if you want to get both of these. And here's the second one to show you. Boom, they go together for Batman 135. I mean, it's a cool cover. I kind of like it. Usually when they do this, it's you got to buy the next issue to connect it, but for whatever reason, both 135s have this. Then that's not even all. They want to charge you $2 more for yet another variant. This is $9.99 cover price for this Jim Chung cover, which is pretty cool. I like this. But apparently it's gonna be a foil cover. It's got a $9.99 cover price. I guess they charge you $2 for that extra foil. I like it because I like how the trade dress is worked in the background. I love when they do that kind of stuff, where the trade, the name and everything is in the background. I like that personally. So I do like this cover. Not gonna pay $10 for it, and the foil is probably gonna turn me off because my feelings on DC foil. But there it is. Want to let you know these are all out there, and there are some incentives beyond that, which we'll get to when we get to the incentive section. But those are the regular covers to talk about for Batman 900. But there's more than one Bat title these days, including this pretty sweet cover here. I believe this is a Jock cover, a smile, iconic Joker smile. This is Batman and the Joker, the Deadly Duo. This is the final issue of that miniseries, issue 7. I like this cover. This cover's pretty awesome. A lot of white on there. It makes the red pop even more. Gives some depth to the. It looks like the teeth are there. You can almost reach in there and put a toothbrush in there and brush them for them. But keep an eye on this one. I don't know if this is going to do anything as far as on the aftermarket goes, but it is a pretty cool cover, and I'm going to make sure I grab one for myself. Underrated Joker cover here, I think, with this Clay Man. Something about it. I don't know. I dig it. I like how he's looking at the film. Makes you think of the Killing Joke, but it's not related to the Killing Joke. This is the Joker and the Man Who Stopped Laughing, number 8. And this is, again, just a regular variant cover. I just like it. I don't know. Just something about it. It feels like the Joker to me. So I like this cover. Maybe I'll grab it. We'll see. Like, it is another in hand. I'll make that call. Do I like it enough to buy it? Peacemaker is getting a new series or mini series, I guess. And there is like this movie cover kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of like Cobra or maybe Stone Cold, like that Brian Bosworth. I don't know. It's got like that 80s action kind of vibe with this cover, which I kind of like. Not trading for premium or anything yet. This is just a variant. I think this is like the regular cover. I think looks like this, but this gives you that kind of poster vibe with this border. So this is a variant. See what your shop has. See what it looks like in hand, and I don't know, something to consider. Poison Ivy has been killing it with the covers lately. You just want to buy them just for the covers. I don't even know what the hell's going on in that book, but the covers have been great. And here's another couple. Poison Ivy 12. This is a Zermanico cover. I don't know, just the motion and the light, the colors. I like this. I know they all have this similar kind of color palette with the yellows and the greens and the reds, but I like it. I like this one, as well as the Jenny Frison, which is this one. Again, more on this one later, as there is a foil variant incentive once we get to the incentives. But here is the cover price version if you want to grab that. Again, another awesome Jenny Frison cover. I know a lot of them could look very similar, but I like the look. So almost like Campbell in that way. I just like it. So you keep giving me what I want. I'm probably still gonna be happy. That said, what else do I got for you? Shazam's got some covers actually that look kind of interesting. Not a big Shazam fan. Don't know if I'm going to be picking up this title going forward, but I don't know. This is kind of a classic look with the lightning and the rocks, flying up. Kind of high tech city behind him. I kind of like the Shazam cover for the new number 1, as well as this Billy Batson kind of thing they got going with the pictures inside of the picture. I like when they do that kind of thing too with covers. So I like the layout of this, and with the lightning bolt in the back too. It's just a pretty cool look to it. Don't know if I'll get either of these, but yeah, they kind of caught my eye, so I figured I'd stop, pause, show them off a little bit, see what you guys think of them. Going back to that Whatnot book. So I know Whatnot Publishing's got a lot of weird titles, a lot of homage covers to video games, movies. You got Wesley Snipes has got a book over there, etc. They got a Zelda type deal going on elsewhere. And now there's this kind of robot transformery type of deal thing going, which I'm not gonna lie. I ordered a couple of these because I like this mech technological transformery kind of vibe. And I've talked about the artist here, Hector Trunick, before. I dig his style. I like his art, particularly with this mech kind of like stuff. So this cover, I think is pretty cool. I like it. So I did order one just for the cover alone. I have no idea what the story's going to be about, what's going to be in the guts of this, but I like the cover. I like this kind of Gundam kind of thing going. So figure I'll check it out at the very least. Then there's another cover that also looked pretty cool, and this kind of gives you that also the kind of like a Gundam. Uh, what's another one of those titles? I keep just thinking of Gundam, the Robotech kind of thing. I don't know. I like it, so I think I ordered one of these as well, just because I said I kind of dig it. So from here, we're gonna go to incentives, which this book also has an incentive, and I got one more Hector Tronic cover to talk about, and that's wait, did I double up on this one? Maybe I doubled up on it. Well, anyway, 1 in 25, also probably worth looking into here. As far as other incentives go, Buffy has this summer special thing coming out. So Buffy the Last Vampire Slayer Lost Summer #1. Get multiple covers. There's a couple of different incentive variants. This 1 in 25 is just a virgin version, and there were none out there. Like none have sold, nor are there any like being pre-sold. So this could be tough to find. Like I don't know how many people are buying the new run of Buffy, let alone special summer special for Buffy. So this could be a tough one to track down if you are a Buffy collector. Because as of right now, when I looked this up, there is none available for pre-sale, none have pre-sold, and even some of the bigger stores didn't have it available. Like Midtown is already like sold out. So who knows? This could be a tough one for you to find if you are a Buffy collector. Yoda. Well, we know what happened with the last Yoda 1 in 25, but what will happen with the next one? Probably not the same. This doesn't have the same vibe or the same look. It's kind of fun, a little cartoony, a little anime kind of vibe here going. But here's another 1 in 25 for Yoda 7. This is trading at about ratio or less. There's copies available and copies have sold. So no real heat on this one, but figured you never know. Sometimes these things just sell because the previous issue sold, just for no other reason than that. That people want to jump on. They think it's a trend, and they jump on the next one, and then see where it goes. Uh, Kind of like Scarlet Witch, but I've been liking these Scarlet Witch variants. I don't know about you guys, but I've been enjoying these 1 in 25s, and this is another one I like. I like it, especially for the price. Like you can find this in places for less than the 1 in 25 ratio. Still debating whether I want to get it or not. This is a Josh Swaby. Awesome cover art to me. I mean, up to you. You make the call, but I like this. I dig this cover, and I'm gonna try to get one. Like I said, just want to see how much I'm willing to pay for it. You can find it in places like I said, less than cover, not less than cover, less than ratio, like $18, and then you got to pay shipping. So then it comes out closer to ratio. So to justify it, I got to see if I can buy more than one thing, and etc. That's my shopping habits. But you guys take a look for yourselves. What you think? As I said, it's not trading for a lot. It's not at a premium yet. Copy did sell for above ratio for $30 just a couple of days ago on April 24th, but could be an outlier. Asking prices, there are some above, as I said, there's 45, 30, $35, but there are still places online. Some of the bigger shops will have it available for you. And like I said, I think it's under ratio or right around ratio. So if you're interested, get it while you can. Don't know if it's going to go up. Not telling you that. I'm just telling you, get it if you want it, get it in case this thing goes up because this has a potential to go up. I don't know. It's just one of those covers that kind of catches your eye. So see what happens. Just like this next one kind of caught my eye and caught me a little off guard. Just this storm, really good, really good to me. Like I think it's the Miguel Mercado cover, but this is for Immortal X-Men #11. I dig it. I like the lightning. I like the lighting here. Dark above and light below. I don't know. I just like it. It just kind of captures your eye. And this one, again, some pre-sales selling for well above that 1 in 25 ratio at about 30 to $50. Asking prices are right around ratio and up to 50. So it's another one. Just based off of the cover, I don't think there's anything in the guts of this that's going to drive this book beyond that. So it's just going to be for the cover. I know it's later in the run, so maybe that has plays into it, but it's still an X-Men title, and I think those still get ordered pretty solidly. So shouldn't be too hard to find. But if you like it, consider it. Because that's where I consider it. Like it's got to be under ratio for me to want to buy these things new. But some of them I probably should have spent. Like the Yoda, I probably should have spent the ratio or above because I liked it. And then now it's like triple or quadruple or whatever the hell it is now. It's like $100 book. Not paying that. No way. But sometimes sometimes you do just pay for cover, or at least I do, just pay for cover art. Regardless of what could be on the inside of this thing, like this Demon Wars. We're still getting more of these Demon Wars. This is Demon Wars Scarlet Sin #1. This is the 1 in 25. This is a Jen Bartel. I like this. This is a pretty cool cover to me. I like the style of this. Kind of want one, but again, price has to be right. Price on this right now, pre-sales have gone for as cheap as 15 bucks, about 30, and then one sold a couple of days ago, was April 25th for 62 bucks. Pretty steep for 1 in 25. Asking prices, well, then the asks that are out there right now are 50 to 60. So double ratio. Something to keep an eye on. I mean, sure, once the book drops on Wednesday, more copies will come to market. Keep an eye on that. Also, some online shops might still have this, so take a look there. But just this is one to keep an eye on. So, as I said, this is one I'm going to be watching. I kind of like it, but again, I want to pay under ratio personally. There is a 1 in 50 for this one as well. Stephanie Hahn's cover. I kind of like the Bartel a little bit better, but this is still pretty cool look. Where you got the mask and the horns and everything. Still got the same kind of color palette. I like it. Prices on this one, pre-sale, sold for under ratio. Again, this is a 1 in 50, so that $44 sales, not too bad. But the asking prices right now, like $100. So the asks are double. I think a lot of this could just be phishing. Just got to watch that too, especially with pre-sales. Pre-sales, there could be a lot of phishing prices. So that's where you want to take a look at what's actually sold, because you can see in some cases they sell for, there's cheap copies that come up, they sell. And even when there's those high price sales, you don't know what, it could have been a separate deal. You don't know what sort of discount. Who knows? Pre-sales could be sketchy, but just watch for phishing prices. And that's what this could be. I mean, I'm not saying that come Wednesday, this isn't a double ratio and this is a $100 book. I mean, it might very well be. But right now, the asking prices of 100 is too much for me. But it's worth keeping an eye on. It's definitely worth keeping an eye on. So that's what kind of catches my eye. That said, let's go over to DC and talk about some of those foils that I mentioned. So we do have this 1 in 50. It's the foil. It's Jenny Frizen. The foil on hers will probably work because the dull nature of the DC foil will work with the kind of the muted style and colors that she uses in her art. It already has that kind of vibe. So the foil helps, or maybe not helps, it accentuates what she's already doing. So it's not a terrible thing. Whereas I think in other cases, I think the foil ruins some really good cover art because it's just so dull. But this pre-selling 62 to 100 bucks. Again, this is a 1 in 50, so pre-selling up to double ratio. Asking prices anywhere from as cheap as 60 bucks up to 100, 110, $130. Once again, we'll see where this kind of goes, but just worth keeping an eye on. Just worth keeping an eye on. Again, could be phishing prices. See what happens. I mean, that $60 is a starting bid at auction, and no bids yet at the time. I think I grabbed these snaps yesterday, so this will probably be ending again before Tuesday drop. This is DC, so these will drop on Tuesday. Speaking of Tuesday, keep an eye out for the 1 in 50 art germ. Another foil. Again, I don't know if it's going to be blue like the images they're showing. It's going to be like a blue foil. Don't know what this one will look like. Could be cool. Could be terrible. It could have ruined awesome art with crappy foil. But we'll see on Tuesday. Prices on this one, again, right around that ratio, 50 to 60 bucks. Not surprising. That's generally where a lot of pre-sale prices will go. They want to see what they can get. But asking prices are kind of in that same range. There's $50, 60, 65, and then one's asking 150. I think that's a bit of a reach, but we'll see. If those $50, $60 ones clear out, that's the only one left. Who knows what people will pay once that FOMO grabs a hold of them. But I don't know. We'll see what happens with this one. I'll be fine with the regular version of this because the limited trade dress does not obscure the art to me. So that's the one I'm probably going to grab. And just since they have one, figured to mention it. The Joe Q Casada has a black and white for the 1 in 100. Well, this is going to be a wraparound cover, by the way. I don't like the black and white, and also considering this is going to be a thicker book, you're not going to be able to appreciate the whole image without destroying the spine. You're going to have to probably split the book to get the look at the whole image, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's not square bound. Maybe it'll just be on a staple, but still, you don't want to mess with it, especially for 1 in 100. It's going to cost you. And the cost right now, pre-sales, 150, 160 bucks. One sold the best offer at 125, but All of them seem to have been above that 1 to 100 ratio. Asking prices are above it as well. 125 to 150 seems to be the going rate right now. We'll see what happens on Tuesday when copies hit stores and hits people's hands. But right now, yeah, like I said, I'm not a big fan of the black and white, so I'm not going to be hunting this one. But I'll take a look, keep an eye on it, especially for the top 10. We'll see how this does. Going back to the Batman and Joker Deadly Duos, awesome jock cover, but there are incentives here as well. It's 150, pretty cool sketch variant. Mark Silvestri. I know his art goes all the way back to the 80s X-Men. That's I remember Mark Silvestri, and then Cyberforce and all that fun stuff. But currently, this Batman and the Joker Deadly Duo, interesting run he's had. This one seems to be selling pretty well though. $60. And that was April 6th. And then on April 25th, $150 for this 1 in 50. 150. This is the final issue of this mini. And this is a 1 in 50 incentive. Asking prices seem to be right around the ratio 50, 42, 50. But that 1 in 50, $150 sale sticks out. Maybe they accepted something different. They worked out a deal. I don't know. Like I said, that's just what eBay is showing. Just worth noting and worth keeping an eye on. We'll see what happens. But one that definitely seems to be trending above is the 1 in 100 for this title as well. And that's this cover here. This is not Alex Maleev. Why am I drawing a blank who did this cover? Anyway, 1 in 100, it'll come to me. It'll come to me as we go. 1 in 100, Deadly Duo. Oh, Ashley Wood. That's who it is. It's Ashley Wood. Ashley Wood cover. Look, pre-sales for the 1 in 100. $100 back on April 9th. On April 25th, $300. $300 for a 1 in 100. I don't know. Let's see what happens. Asking prices. There's one that's up for bids. That's only at $61, and then all the buy it nows are at $150, $200, $350. Crazy, right? Definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm not gonna go hunting this book. I kind of like the cover. It's all right, but I think that jock. If that jock was a 1 in 100, I think lights out. That would be like the that Frizen Nightmare Country, the death cover would be like $400 before we knew it. But we'll see. Speaking of a 1 in 100, I think I got another one for you, and that's Lando. Return of the Jedi Lando #1. Ryan Brown. It's okay. It's a little creepy. It's like, I don't know, because it's painted and it looks realistic, but so there's something kind of like that, I don't know, weirds me out because it's like it looks like old Billy D, but it doesn't. So it's I don't know, but it's still 1 in 100. For you Return of the Jedi fans who want this Lando 1 in 100, pre-sales have been ratio $100 up to $175, $190, $200. Asking prices for this, I can only find the one was asking $200. So we'll see what happens with the 1 in 100 Lando. We saw what happened with the Ewok book. We saw what happened with the Jabba book. Will Lando join the ranks of those? Will he hold? Will he dip? Like, who knows? That said, that's all we got this week. Like I said, there wasn't a ton, especially on the ratio front. That was like really my wheelhouse. I like more just the regular covers this week. So I don't know. You guys tell me what you think, what you're looking forward to, what you're planning on buying, what you're keeping your eye on, or you want to make sure you go and secure when you go to the shop on Tuesday and Wednesday this week. Because I'd be curious. But this is the stuff I'm keeping an eye on. So with that said, thank you for all the support. Special thank you for members. You guys will get this first. Everybody else will get to see it the next day. And with that all said, thanks again. And we'll have more content coming your way every day here on Rennavision, including new hidden gems coming Monday night at 9, maybe 10. 9 or 10, it depends on how long it takes me to get it all edited and all that stuff. But we're going to be doing another Last to Know special for Hidden Gems this week. And then I didn't do Chasing Ghosts last week, but I got it all ready to go for you this week. And then we got a tax show. We got Dollar Bin Digging, Mail Call Madness on Friday, Saturday Night Special on Saturday, and Tales from the Dark Side on Sunday. Shorts hitting every day at noon. And other videos popping in here and there. My top 10 will be dropping on like Thursday and Friday, etc. So with that, thank you again. More content coming your way every day. And I'll see you guys later. All right. Bye.